Hey folks, how you doing? Um, just thought I would check in with you guys about, I don't know. I don't usually do a whole lot of videos, and I'm really feeling uncomfortable about this one because it's not about a bike ride, or it's not a poem that I wrote, or, I'm going to talk about some things that I've been going through lately. I've been going through some major changes in my life in the last few months. I retired from my job after 25 years, beginning on October the 1st. I moved out of our apartment because I was a building super, so because I retired, I was no longer living in the building. Moved in with some family, and in November, Penny and I went to West Virginia and visited her family out there. Stayed with her mom and stayed with her sister for about 5 weeks, I guess. It was nice while we were out there. Came back before Christmas. Spent Christmas here, New Year's, and brings me up to now, which in a week we'll be heading back to West Virginia to move out there. Somewhere in the midst of all that, I kind of got lost, but I was just feeling really out of sorts and didn't know what to do, and I started really feeling down. I started looking at everything that was different, I guess. Everything that was wrong wasn't really wrong, it was just different. But I'm a creature of habit, I'm the kind of guy who has a routine. I like to get up at the same time every day, get my coffee, have a protein shake, have some yogurt, whatever it is. My medicines I take in the morning, my vitamins I take in the morning. I like to do that day after day after day because then I don't think about it. I don't have to think, did I take my medicine, because I've just done the routine that I do every day. My routine has been out of whack since October, and it's changing from week to week, and so that's been a little bit hard to deal with. And then some other issues, unresolved family things. Well, so I was feeling down about a lot of things, and I started feeling down about myself, and I was just getting depressed. I mean, it was sad because I wasn't happy, and I should have been. Was worrying a lot, and it was tough. And I was really down, and I remember I was watching Sally across the pond. I was watching one of her videos, and there was a point in her video where she said that you don't have to let circumstances ruin your day, that you can just decide in your mind and just lay those things down and turn and go in a different direction, basically. Just take all those things that are bothering you and just lay them down. And I heard it, and I listened to the rest of her video, which was, "Are you a lover of life?" And I've always been a lover of life. I've always said, they used to have a TV commercial on, and it was kind of like New Orleans, it was Zatarans or something for the food. But, there was a guy on there, and he would say, "Life is good, ha, 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 ha." And, that was my thing. Hey, life is good. And I would tell people, hey, life sometimes sucks, but it always beats the alternative, And, but, so I've always considered myself a lover of life. at that time, I wasn't a lover of life because I wasn't even paying attention to life. I was just looking at my problems and looking at the difficulties and looking at what's wrong and not what's right. And I was concentrating way too much on a negative, way too much. And then she ended the video with the fact that she was going to go out for a bike ride, which, you know, that just woke me right up. But so I guess it was probably a couple of days later I was going out for a bike ride, and I was so upset that I got on the bike and I just took off, and I was going as fast as I could go, and like I was going to pedal away from those feelings, and I couldn't. And there's been plenty of times where I've tried that, you know, and I've even posted on Facebook that, you know, I tried to outrun the stress and I ended up bringing it home with me. Sometimes you just can't outrun it. But that day when I was out there, I was thinking about what Sally said, and I was also thinking about when I was a kid growing up. And I remember in our neighborhood, you know, it was a bunch of guys in the neighborhood, and we were kids. We all hung out, we all played ball, we all did all the things together. And then there was a new kid that moved into the neighborhood. And he was a mouthy guy, boy. He just, you know, he liked to play ball with us, but he was like almost like a Muhammad Ali character. He wasn't Muhammad Ali, but he sure talked like he was. And, you know, we'd be playing ball and he'd get a hit. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. And, you know, I would be like, you're not crap, buddy. And I wouldn't say it that nice, but invariably we'd get into a fight, and, you know, I wasn't that good of a fighter when I was a kid. I mean, I fought all the time. I was a middle brother. I had an older brother and a younger brother. So I was either fighting, I usually was fighting the younger brother, and then when I would beat him up, the older brother would come and beat me up. Okay? So, but if I wasn't fighting with them, you know, I was fighting with this other kid or somebody else. And I don't even like conflict now. So I would stand up to him. We'd get in a fight, and I remember the one day we were in a fight, and he punched me right in the mouth, and I mean, cut my lip. My lip was all bloody, but I told him, I said, you know, buddy, and I said, you still aren't shit. With my bloody lip, going home to clean up and put some ice on it or whatever. You know, he didn't change my mind. All he did was punch me in the mouth. And that's when I thought, you know, I never gave up. Stuff like that. You know, I would be beat up and still tell you. You know, if I was awake, if I wasn't knocked out, I'd tell you still what I think. And it was like, I call it a dogged determination. And I was on the bike and I was thinking, why can't I be that way with life? What is holding me back from saying, no, you're not going to get the best of me. You're not going to beat me down, and you're not going to hold me down. I'm getting back up. And I decided then that no. Yeah, things are different. Yeah, things are tough. Yeah, things may not be the way I want them to be completely. But I'm not going to let it defeat me. I'm not going to let it knock me down and hold me down. And I've always been, you know, I've always said, you know, hey, you can't keep a good man down. You can't, you know. And I've changed that now. I'm not saying you can't keep a good man down. I'm saying it's hard to beat a person that never quits, which is a quote that I found by Babe Ruth. And yeah, stuff happens. We get beat up. We get kicked around. That doesn't mean we can't get back up and fight again. We may lose the battle today. Doesn't mean we have to lose the battle tomorrow. Doesn't mean we have to keep losing the battle. We can get back up and fight again. You know, the only time we fail is when we stop trying. I was not going to let life hold me down. And I got up and I said, okay, if that's the way it's going to be. I wasn't a lover of life. I was ready to fight. I was still mad, but I was mad that I didn't see what was really going on, which was I had taken my eyes off of my happiness and I gave it up. I didn't let anybody take it from me. I gave it up. Well, I decided I was going to take it back, and I did take it back. And since then, life is still the same. Life is hard. Things are going on. Changes are happening. Like I said, we're moving out of state in a week. But I'm happy. I could be a lot worse off than I am. I'm positive that things are going to work out. And if they don't, I'll go another direction or something, you know. But I'm excited for what life has in store for me. I've decided that I'm going to look at it. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of life left in this old body, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. So I just want to tell you, if you're down and out, if life's been kicking you around, beating you up, you don't have to lay there and let it kick you. You can get up. You can say, no, you're not going to beat me. You're not going to beat me. And don't let it beat you. Because if you give up your happiness, you have let it win, whatever it is. I'm saying it's life. It's not life. It's the bullshit in life. If you want the bullshit to win, then roll over and let it kick you. But if you want to be happy, you have to decide for yourself that you want to be happy. And go out and grab it. Okay, it's there. It doesn't care if taxes are due, if the car's broke down, if your rent money's gone, if the weather is bad. That doesn't matter. Because when the weather's bad, guess what? You can sit home and watch a movie. You can spend some time with your kids. Spend time with your grandkids. You know, you can do something constructive around the house. You can get on your treadmill. You can, you know, you can find something that you love to do and do it. That's all I got. All right? So, it was nice talking to you. See ya.